this feeling, baby, we're invincible.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Notts County. As always, if you're enjoying the save, drop a like on the video. Today, we're starting on Palo Asman. I said I would in the last episode, and I felt like we definitely needed to. At one point, there was a brief moment, although weirdly not showing up in here, where he just briefly went to 4.5 stars, thanks to the performance he's put in this year. He has been utterly incredible. I've really liked his work, and the fact is he's only started 16 Premier League matches for us as well, and I feel like if we'd had him from the start of the year, I don't know, he's just been godlike. He's signing a new contract at the end of the season as well, which will take him through to 2034, so that will give us a nice little bit of extra time with the lad, because he has just taken over that role. Him and Dubois have been the ultimate partnership in the midfield this year. He's just come out of nowhere to be an absolute god for us. 4 goals and 9 assists in the league, but 4 goals and 11 assists in all competitions so far this season. That's a genuinely excellent return for a central midfielder, particularly playing as the Metzala. When you look at his previous seasons for us, like, he's had 3 years for the club, 3 full seasons. He got 2 goals, 5 assists, 2 goals, 3 assists. Just solid performances. But this year, 4 goals and 9 assists is an incredible return. 7 goal contributions, 5 goal contributions. He's already at 13 goal contributions this season, despite having played a lot less matches. I think he's going to end up with double-digit assists and maybe even 7 goals potentially, which is pretty damn good. This is my Guerra. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Without my Guerra, I am nothing. Without me, my Guerra is nothing. Well, maybe we have a new mantra for old Mr. the Son of War. You pretty much nailed the pronunciation of Tromsø. Yeah, I was saying it a bit wrong, but then when I went there, I heard the locals saying it with that kind of sound, and I just figured that was right since they were local. So have to see the attributes on the Juventus goalkeeper sometime. What a great performance that was for him. Yes, that's an interesting point, because he had probably one of the best goalkeeper performances I've ever seen against us. And here he is. It's Talon Osmani, 3 caps for Italy, the 24-year-old goalkeeper. We don't know everything about him, but I mean, he's been at Juventus, well, his entire career, 10 years in fact, my god. Pretty good record really. He's a very good goalkeeper. It surprises me that he only has 3 caps for Italy, but I guess they probably still got some absolute monster in goal, but it feels like he'll take over eventually. He had a bloody good, driven personality. There's a lot to like about this guy, but we've got Marvin Suarez. We don't need nobody else. We've had a youth intake as well. It's just all coming today. Slight problem as well. The Liverpool game got rearranged due to the FA Cup, so it's going to be an FA Cup quarter final against Watford as the second game today, which is but I should have predicted that, I suppose. So, youth candidates. We weren't expecting anything great, and we didn't really get anything particularly great. So we've got Paul Ratcliffe. I don't know if there's any relation to Paula. Young striker. Just fine, I guess. Whatever. We've also got Aris Roguva, a Kosovan winger. So I guess that was the winger they were talking about. Crossing isn't great. Decent enough technique and bravery. Some okay natural fitness, but, this is not looking good. What's this? Vision? Doesn't see the full... Oh, he's got one vision. He's basically blind. But in some other good news, we were 20 games unbeaten in all competitions going into the match against West Ham, which is truly something. So let's talk about that now. You thought I was setting you up for a defeat there. And frankly, it possibly could have been. Not because we were that bad or they were that great. It was just a bit of a nothing match. They played a very defensive 4-1-4-1 type of system and just sat there. We had no way of breaking them through. Asman and Dubois were just running the show from the midfield. As you can see, Dubois and... Asman, what a performance that was. Eventually, it took him whipping in a corner after I'd made some substitutions to give us the lead as Jespersen was able to get onto it. But then, Darren Lever gave us a second goal of the night, his 10th of the year. He's the second highest goal scorer in the team now, which is glorious. He was before as well, but it's just really obvious now. Brilliant work from from Asman. He got tackled a few times, but was able to stumble through, slide one into the channel for Dos Santos, rather, who had a good shot. It bounced back to Bonanno, and it deflected into the path of Darren Lever, and he was able to make it 2-0. I'd say a bit of a fortunate victory, but I think we still deserved it in the end. Continuing the run, all nice. But then our winning run finally came to an end at St James's Park. We didn't deserve anything from this game. They sure as hit didn't. They only had 2 shots, none of which were on target, but they just defended for days. They had like a 4 with 2 central defenders, then 2 wingers, not like advanced wingers, and then just a striker, I think it was. It was not the best. Oh, they had an attacking midfielder as well with Mills Puckett. We couldn't break them down, created no chances ourselves. Yeah, I think if there was any team that deserved to win, it would be us, but not by much, in all honesty. So, yeah, we failed to take advantage of a good chance for us there with other teams dropping points elsewhere. It's a shame, but we're still in really good positions. We are still top, level on points with Liverpool, but we do have a game in hand, which is the most important factor. Chelsea have now drawn 4 in a row, and as a result have fallen 4 points behind us, with us having a game in hand on them. You can see Crystal Palace have won 4 of their last 5 and are flying. They're utterly brilliant. 3 points clear of Manchester City they are now, and 7 points above Manchester United with 8 games to go. I think Palace, at the very minimum, are going to finish 5th in the Premier League this year, which would be utterly brilliant for them. And to be fair, they're only 3 points behind Chelsea, who are dropping points for days right now. If we were to win our game off camera, whenever it is, I'm not entirely sure when it is or whatever, but we would go 3 points clear at the top of the Premier League with 8 games to go. There's a chance for us to win this goddamn league, and it would really put a gap between us and Chelsea and make that Liverpool game coming up all the more important. Leicester City struggling down towards the bottom still. West Ham actually weren't too bad against us considering where they are, but yeah, it's not looking good for him. Guerra and Asman are running this division right now. They've got 20 assists between them. Guerra's managed to grab himself 23 league goals as well. Surely he'll be top scorer in the division again this year. I just wanted to get him a little bit closer to 30 league goals because I feel like one of these days he's going to do that. Not as many man of the match awards this year either. He's just been plugging away, doing his thing. He'll get there, do not worry. Zenit have got an interesting game against Real Madrid coming up, so there's a lot on the line still, but I still think we're in a really poor position for this match, particularly with players being suspended and other players being out, albeit Thomas Stepanek. I think we're going to struggle here at the Camp Nou, but we've given it our best shot. I think our big chance was to stay 3-2 up in that first leg, and Suarez just cost us slightly. And I know we could have dropped things back a little bit, but I just felt like we're so much better when we just continue to press. So, how do we play this? My assistant wants to make an awful lot of changes because we are missing players. So Santana, of course, will play as a winger. I don't like this one bit. Is Keskin even in the... Oh, he's not. He's not. Oh, he had to unregister and sort some stuff out. It's not great. Really? Lancaster instead of Nielsen? You know what? Nielsen's not been great in the last few matches either, so maybe we will give Sean Lancaster a chance here. Campbell... So Fernandez is going to have to be at left back today. He's done okay there, but he's not my first choice. That's one area where I definitely need to strengthen in the summer. Everywhere else, though, pretty content with that. I wish we had Celso, but we don't. He's both suspended and injured. The double whammy of being missing. You can see what we're dealing with here. We really are lacking in terms of players. The only player that... I mean, Nielsen, Dybala, Silla, Maloleki, Andriashenko, Torgerson and Bonanno. The bench is looking a bit threadbare. And that's why I don't think we're going to do so well here. But we're going to give it a go. But I really think we're going to miss Darren Lever so dearly. Thankfully, this core element of the team is still very strong. But I'm very worried about the left side with Santana and then with Fernandez on his wrong foot. What I would say, though, is that it might actually work better with Santana and Fernandez because Fernandez will want to cut back on his right, so we may end up drifting in field. Whereas if we had Lever, they'd end up getting in each other's way doing that. So maybe it will work. But I feel like if we concede an early... I mean, the fact is, we've got to win on the night. I don't see us getting through on away goals or anything. Carlos, into the channel. Guerra's a bit too wide. He's gone through and he's been fouled. Perfect start to the game. 6 minutes in and Jose Lelson Guerra has won us the penalty and now he has to score. Because this would be the perfect start. I think we're just going to go out here and try and score 3 goals. And Guerra smashes it down the middle. Barcelona 0, Notts County 1. And we lead 4-3 on aggregate. It could be happening. His 31st goal of the year. He's 1 away from equaling Tyrese Campbell. This is a really good finish from Guerra. Well, actually, it's not. The keeper just doesn't really move. My genuine plan might genuinely be to come here and try to score 7. Oh, no! Alejandro Aizmendi equalises for Barcelona. Ah, dear. And I don't know if that... I think that might have just hit him. I'm pretty certain our defender has cleared that against him or something. A bit of a melee there from a free kick. It's flicked on and... Oh, no. Perrier and Suarez made a huge cock up there and it's 1-1. I just don't think we're going to look anywhere near as strong overlapping on that left-hand side. But we'll see. Asman, lots of space for Fernandez. It's gone too deep. Guerra! What a strike. And a great save by the keeper there. That's a big chance for Guerra. He normally puts those away. It's been a very tight first half. Nobody's really doing a lot. We probably had... Well, Guerra had that chance to score the goal, and I really think he should have done. Juan Miranda is putting in a shift for Barca, though. If we do score 2 more goals, though, that could really change things. Because then we'd be in a lot more of a free-flowing position to go and grab that 4th. But there's a long way to go for that. But maybe he'll come up with something. It's a very even game so far. But we have had the best chances, which is a good sign. But we need a sort of second half performance similar to that which we managed to pull off at not Meadow Lane, at the stadium. But the lack of goals against Newcastle and the struggles at times against West Ham do concern me a little bit. Particularly as they're much better than them. Fernandez, ball in. Guerra's flicked it on and it's tipped over by Ter Stegen. Good play again from Guerra. Perrier's having I'm sorry. I don't want a centre-back on the pitch that's having a 5.8 kind of day. I'm going to bring on Jalal Dybali because I just don't trust him. Assman. Slipping into the channel out wide. Lovely ball around the side for Lancaster. Can he find a ball, though? The cross is so important here. And it's Santana! And it's in the back of the net! Dario Santana gives us the lead at the Camp Nou. His 8th goal of the season, amazingly. He actually had a really good start to the year. Sean Lancaster comes up trumps there. I think this really worked because we overloaded the right wing. Assman was able to get in there. I thought the chance had gone. And he's dug a beautiful ball in, and Santana with that added height, Ter Stegen can't tip it over, and we lead 2-1 at the Camp Nou. Right, now what to do? We really just do not function well when we try to drop back, particularly not against a team like Barcelona, and they've not really offered anything so far. I think our best bet is to keep going, and I hope that we can grab that 3rd goal that completely erases any away goals issue. And on a save by Suarez, big stuff. I'm umming and ahhing over the idea of actually dropping it back to time wasting for the final like 10 minutes. I don't want to move to that too soon because it just encourages pressure. Guerrero's ball in. This could be huge. And Jespersen heads it over the bar. We've been good. Really good. Andrade. They scored from a free kick already once today. Do not let it happen again. Oh, a lot of space for Andrade. Hopefully he... Oh, God. Oh, and Suarez is able to make the stop. Okay. Oh, Jean Carlos has won it. Guerrero's got some space, but there's a lot of players around him. Maybe he can win a penalty or something? Campbell? Dubois? Loads of space for Santana! And he's... Oh, he's offside. He's offside. Goes back for Dybala. That's nice. Just keeping the possession. Fernandes, tons of room for him. Can he check back inside? He finds... Cleared away. We're keeping them really penned in here. Jean Carlos. Assman? Blocked. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Andrade. Around the side and well mopped up. We're going to bloody do it. We are seconds away from winning at the Nou Camp to get through to the next round of the Champions League. And continuing this unbeaten run. I think it... Yes! That would stretch the unbeaten run to 23 matches. Guerrero's penalty, but Dario Santana scores the goal that wins us the game at the Nou Camp. And I think we've won. I think we've won. I think we've deserved that over 2 legs. Scoring 5 goals against Barcelona. We really... From a 2-0 down in that first leg, and being equalised against in this one, we've shown real heart to come back there. Somehow Barcelona's player is man of the match. But there you go. So, Champions League semi-final draw. I figured we'd show you it. We've got 4 English teams, obviously. Atletico, Borussia Dortmund, Inter, and Real Madrid, who beat Zenit 6-1 to go through 7-3 on aggregate. Right, let's see who we're going to get. I reckon it's going to be an English team. There's every chance of that being the case. And we've got Chelsea. Oh, that is a tough old game against Chelsea. I was dreading getting an English side because I feel like they're going to be the toughest opponents in this. And even if we got past Chelsea, there's a very good chance that we'd get an English team again after that, with Inter and Real being the only other non-English team involved tie. That's going to be very difficult over 2 legs against Chelsea, particularly as they are one of our main title rivals. Surprising how far off Manchester City have got in recent times, but that is going to be a very, very tough game. Anyway, that's going to be the next episode. We've got Watford in the FA Cup quarter-final now. Nice and easy. Oh, and then they've drawn the semi. So actually, we'd get City or Dortmund. Right, I didn't realise they did both. Right then, so Liverpool are through to the next round of the FA Cup. There's also been some more Premier League matches, so we've got 2 games in hand on some teams, and we still find ourselves sitting top. Liverpool obviously we've not got the games in hand on them. It's Chelsea, though, who are level on points with Liverpool now, but we've got 2 games in hand on them. Palace did lose, though, to Chelsea. We've kind of got to go as full strength as we possibly can for this one, really, because this is not going to be an easy game anymore. God, who do we put in this time? I want to see what De Los Santos has got in this match. I just want to try him out, see what he can do. A few little changes needed to be made. Fernandes is suspended, but Lever is back for this one, so it's a bit of both. We've got some more suspensions for the next round of the Champions League, but we will have those other guys back, so again, a bit of both. So the bench will be Torgerson, Perrier, Santana, Lancaster, Dybala, Nilsson and Banano. One positive thing is that the Liverpool game has been rearranged again, but it means that the Chelsea games, despite being in the Champions League, will be back-to-back. There's not going to be a game in between, so that's going to be perfect for a double live com. But we've got to try and... Unless, of course, us getting through here would put us in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and that would maybe go in between. I don't know. It'd be all sorts of stuff all over the shop here. I think we've got a pretty good tie here. Norwich are the only team that we could have got that's sort of lower down the leagues than Watford. I just really want to see if we can make it 24 matches in all competitions unbeaten, which is the longest unbeaten run we've ever had in this save, which has just come out of nowhere, really. After the back of 2 horrendous performances, firstly against Palace particularly, with that 3-0 home defeat, and then to Liverpool, to then go on a 24-match unbeaten run is exactly what we needed right about then. Very good, in fact, and we've won it here. Assman with a bit of space. Can he find the shot? He's going through everybody and he's drilled it wide. What worked well against West Ham was moving to the wide areas because it sort of took their DM out of the game a little bit. Guerrero's ball in and it's flicked away. Celso, nice to have him back too. Could maybe get the ball back again here. Blocked. And that's what I'm very tempted to do, possibly sooner rather than later. We're keeping the ball well enough, but just not hitting the target enough and creating enough in terms of actual opportunities so far. It's a very tight game, and that's a poor touch from Jean Carlos. We look a little bit tired after the Barcelona game. Oh, dreadful. And Jean Carlos gives the ball away. Jean Carlos then scores the goal, and Watford lead us by a goal to 0. This is not what we needed right now. Yeah, this is a dreadful first touch from Jean Carlos. A lovely ball into the channel, but then, that being said, we should be dealing with this. They need to be throwing themselves like that. It's a great finish, but we've got to be better than that. I regret starting De Los Santos here. I just don't think he's quite ready yet. So we're going to get Nilsson on for the second half. Hopefully he can pull up some trees for us. It's very similar to how we've looked in the last few league games, in fairness. Against West Ham, I think we were fortunate, but we probably deserved it. Against Newcastle, we were fine defensively, but just could not... I don't know, it feels like we're sort of the inertia of the run we've been on. It's finally sort of catching up with us right now. And hopefully we can make it through one more of these, because I really would like to go to an FA Cup semi-final, because I think we've got a shot at it this year. Watford fullback doesn't know what's about to hit him, but can he actually find a ball in? He's gone past 1. Goes past 2. No! What are you doing? Channeling the spirit of Thomas Stepanek there. That was horrendous. Yeah, we are going down with a bit of a whimper in this match so far. I've switched it to like early crosses and to float some so we can try and hit Banano's height. And Assman gets there, but not enough. We need to get more on the Banano situation. It was really poor when we needed it not to be. And it looks like we're not going to make it past the quarterfinal this year. It's a shame for the winning run to go, not even winning run, the unbeaten run to come to an end in such terms. But we've not been good enough on the night creatively. Thorgerson, Banano's in! Oh! I thought that was his moment. His big moment to announce himself as a Notts County player would have been to score the equaliser in the 92nd minute there. What a moment that would have been for Banano. Ball in. Lever! Ah, no, it's not going to be. That was his chance. Can we take this further? And it's saved by Paul. And that's going to do it. Watford are going to bloody beat us. Ah. After such a long unbeaten run, to have it finish on a kind of whimper like this, they deserve the win. We kept a lot of the ball, didn't do enough with it, didn't create a lot. They created the better chances on the night. We gave them basically their goal. Bad from us, not good enough at all. Dubois was still good, but Banano had that chance. If he puts that away, maybe there's a hope for us to push this forward. That could have been the making of him, but it wasn't. That's this point. Hey, if there was one thing that could happen today, I'd rather go out of the FA Cup and go through against Barcelona. So we'll take it. And their unbeaten run comes to an end after, I believe, 24 matches, which is still pretty damn good, really. To go from November 24th or whatever, the last time we lost, all the way through to like 4 months nearly. That's a decent run for us to get on. It's allowed us to go top of the league. So, obviously, next episode is going to be a double header against Chelsea, which means there isn't going to be a game in here, so it's actually going to be a double header properly. But off camera in between, 7th place Man United and 4th place Crystal Palace. These are not going to be easy games. And I think this could be the making of us if we can get points in those matches. Because it is not an easy finish to the year as well. We've got Liverpool in there as well. Everton, Spurs, Arsenal, Watford again as well. Bournemouth are no pushover too. I think that's where we're going to make or break. I think Champions League is basically going to be fine for us, but I just don't know if we're quite going to be strong enough to win the title, not when we've got to compete on 2 fronts against Chelsea in the Champions League knockouts as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. If you've enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, in spite of us going out the FA Cup, we still got through in the Champions League. That's the main thing. Drop a like on the video. That'd be glorious. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, hold your gun, happy bar. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.